Hey everybody, it's Rory from A&S Gear, and we are looking at a new goggle today. This is the brand new SLR goggle from HK. So we've got one here in the box. Let's get it open. I also have over here a KLR so that we can pull that one out and compare the two to each other. So inside the box for the SLR, we're going to have our goggle right here, looking all goggly. And then underneath the little angled insert got down here. Oh, hey. We've got a goggle bag. We've got a little bit of an information thing on how to take your lenses in and out. And it looks like, I haven't taken one of these apart yet. Just downstairs we did a little Instagram video for it. It looks like they got rid of the PVT lock, how it swings out when you open it up. And now that piece just pops off, and that's what holds the goggle in place. But we'll take it apart and we'll look at it. So here's a little instruction manual on how to get your lens out. And we're going to pop this one out just to see how it works. So goggle bag, instruction manual. That's what you got inside here. So let me take the other one out so that we can just kind of look at them next to each other. All right, so here we go. You can see the differences right here. The new one looks like the chin comes down further. I'm going to put those side by side. You can see the bottom of this one seems to have what's the word I'm looking for here? It's going to cover your chin a little bit better. Now, that was, I think, a complaint about the original KLR was how short it was, or how chin short it was. So they've definitely changed that around and come up with a different design right there. I want to make sure that they're sitting at the same level so I'm not fudging it at all, but definitely looks different right through there. Now coming around the back side right here, you can see on the original goggle you had this foam ear, and then it attached down here at the bottom. Now I know these popped off all the time and people pulled them through all the time, so these were two separate pieces right through here on the original KLR. And now you can see that they've turned that into one continuous molded piece of rubber. Actually, the whole thing, the whole bottom. So from here all the way across and then all the way around to the other side is one continuous piece now, rather than having multiple pieces with the foam earpiece and stuff like that. So I like that a lot. I like having a solid piece all the way through here, so you don't have any problems with this ripping out or coming apart. On the inside here, foam-wise, they've gone with a new foam construction also, this memory foam right here. So it's thicker, so it's going to sit a little more comfortable on your face, and especially in the bridge area, like right across the nose bridge, really nice foam through there. So definitely a step up, an upgrade in the foam game right there. I like that a lot too. Plus they've got that CTX pad on the back here. I think it was a CTX pad. Anyway, the strap pad along the back, which is going to widen out that pad and give you way more support on the back of the head for your strap. So it's not sliding around and moving all over the place. So they incorporated all that stuff on there. Chin strap on the original one was just the push to connect, or the push lock right there, or the snap lock, whatever you want to call that. The new goggle strap you might have seen before. So this goggle strap is very similar, and when I say similar, I'm going to say it's the same as the goggle, the chin strap you see on the push goggle. So the Unite goggle and the KLR, shouldn't say the KLR, the SLR are now using that same magnetic strap style right there. So they do have a different kind of setup down here, where on the push goggle there's like a foam cloth piece down here to give you a little bit more padding underneath. This doesn't have it on the bottom right there. But I love this magnetic strap. I've loved it on the push goggle, and now that it's on this one, I think it's awesome. It is so easy to put together. It is so easy to take apart. You don't even have to try. When you're putting these two together, you just lay them on top of each other and they close and you're done with it. It's awesome right there. So that's that. Pretty cool. I like that goggle a lot. Even has some flare along the top right here. They did change how far away it sits also. Let wish I could line these up perfect. Might be kind of hard, but you can see the difference in where these two goggles sit against your face too. So this now sits further away from your mouth, making it easier to breathe, easier to talk, and easier to communicate with people. Plus, they've changed the ear design, making it easier to hear through the goggle as well. So a ton of upgrades in this goggle. Now, when we were talking about the PVT locks or the pivot locks, for this goggle, you had to slide this forward. Let me pop that out of there. So you can see this little piece right here. There's a little pin right there, and it slides through this little circular hole right here. And that's what locks the pivot in place. Once we pop that out, we can push the pivot out, or the PVT lock out, and you can see it swings out and pivots on the goggle like that. You do the same thing to the other side. Once they're both out, then you can slide the lens out and switch it, put them back in, and then lock the goggle lens in place. Like so, like that. Now on this one, that's different. I can see already. So rather than having, which is kind of was a pain before, let me pop this one out again, how the lock is attached to the earpiece. So you were very limited in your range of motion that you could have with it when you're trying to take it out and put it back in. Now that is just connected to the strap, and that is it. So if we do the same thing we did before, we push that down and slide it forward. Look at that. Now that thing is completely independent of the earpiece. You don't need it on there. So it's easy to just move it around. When it comes time to put this back on, it's going to make it way easier for us to get it onto the lock and slide it back. Now we can just take this piece and we can pop it out according to the instructions. Let's just make sure that you can do that. Yeah, it's got a couple little tabs right there, which are going to fit through that slot. You can see it right there, and then through that slot on the bottom right there. And it is labeled, like this one says right on it right there. So we pop that off, then we can go to the other side. Man, those come out so much easier. And we can pop this side off. Oh, now. And then once we've got that off, like that, we can just pop our lens out, switch our lens, put our new lens back in, make sure everything is sitting appropriately, make sure that our bridge is in the right way. You can always tell if you've got it in right is if these slots line up on the side right here. We want to make sure that the goggle lines up in the right spot. Make sure we have our left side piece. Go ahead and pop that in there. Go to our right side piece. Pop that in there. And then we just push our tabs all the way forward. And then bring them back and they lock right in place. Boy, that's much nicer. A simpler design. Work smarter, not harder. Beautiful, I like that. The goggle is more comfortable. It's easier to play in. It's a little bit bigger, which I think people were looking for in the chin area. The newly designed ears, I love it. I like how they cover more area on the side. I like how the goggle and just in general covers more of your face than the KLR did. I think it's a great choice. Great step in the right direction right here. This is the new SLR. Check the website for color availability and order yours now through ansgear.com.